Hello, and I'm Anthony Cassero, and I just got back from an extraordinary African vacation. I visited many places while there. For example, the first stop that I took was Cape Town. This is a decently sized city with a population of around 400,000 people. Cape Town is one of the most multicultural cities in the world. Not only is that city known for that, but many people know of it because of its beautiful harbor. While in Cape Town, I visited the Castle of Good Hope. I learned that the Castle of Good Hope was built in the late 1600s. The reason why the people of this time bothered to build a castle was to provide protection to its people while they were settling and claiming the land. When the castle was completely constructed, it was used as a center of military civilization and administrative life. In 1936, it was considered a historical monument after I visited after I visited the castle, I went to a place called Camps Bay. Camps Bay is a famous beach in Africa, notorious for its white sand, natural rock swimming pools, and amazing views. After Camps Bay, I wanted to go on an aerial cable ride up to Table Mountain. It was amazing to see all of Cape Town from up above. After this, I went to Robben Island to check out the prison/museum. What I really wanted to see while in Africa was the Kalahari Desert. To learn more about this habitat, I went to Kigali Transfrontier Park. While on a safari, the guide told me that the park took up to around 14,500 square miles. The Kigali Transfrontier Park was established in 1931 and became a national park in 1971. This park has many flat bushy areas scattered frequently throughout the park. There are also many animals such as elephants and lions. After visiting this national park, I was inspired to go to another park and compare the two. While there, I went on another safari. I saw many cool animals that couldn't be found just anywhere. For example, there were elephants, puku antelopes, hippos, vultures, lions, and buffalo. The guide told me all about each animal. For instance, I learned that there are only two types of elephants left in the world: African and Asian elephants. I also learned that the scientific name for puku antelopes is cobus. Another thing I learned was about hippos. The guide told me that a group of hippos is called a herd. Another fact that I learned was about vultures. Vultures have no feathers around their head because if they did while eating the dead animal's carcass, then they would get infections and diseases. This was a adaptation that the vulture had to have. One other thing I learned was about buffalo. He said that African buffaloes actually have a smooth tongue instead of a rough sandpaper tongue like many people say. And because I was so close to Zimbabwe, I decided to go to Victoria Falls. When I got to the falls, I wanted to go to Devil's Pool so I could experience what it is like to be at the top of a waterfall without killing yourself. Another thing I did while there was walk across the Victoria Bridge. An interesting fact I learned was that Victoria flows into Lake Kyoga. After visiting Victoria Falls, I traveled to Cavalli National Park. There I learned that it is one of the last remaining expanses to have both woodland and montane forests. The park itself takes up around 3,600 square feet. While there, I also saw some animals. For example, I saw a blue monkey. No, they are not actually blue, but they are called this for their facial skin. Their fur color is usually gray or brown. After seeing all of this nature, I wanted to head into a city and see what city life is like in Africa. I decided to go to Nairobi to check out what city life is like. When I got there, I was surprised how it went from wealthy to super poor. On the poor side, or slums, there's garbage and filth everywhere. In the city, there's golf courses and skyscrapers. The city in Nairobi is starting to fill up fast because people are trying to move from poor environments to the city. so this city might not last as long as others. Next, I wanted to go to Mogadishu, even though visitors are warned from going there because it was a failed government state with all the terrorists. When there, I headed to the Monument of the Unknown Soldier. This is a monument that is supposed to honor all killed unknown soldiers in war. Another place that I went to was called Bakara Market. The market opened in 1972 during the reign of Mohammed Siad Barre. Bakara Market may just look like an ordinary market because they sell daily essentials, but they are widely known for selling forged documents such as fake passports and IDs. After leaving Mogadishu, I headed to Timbuktu to see some historical architecture. While there, I saw the Djinjibiri Moscow. The Djinjibiri Moscow is a famous learning center that was built in Mali. Its design was said to be built up from the earth. That concludes my trip. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.